not that I don't want you here. Yeah, yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. No. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think you wish you away, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you. Feel you.
Hello everyone, this is the Global Empowerment Summit. Welcome. I'm really excited to be here with you, and we are here with Sharifah Shawati, and I'm so happy to have her on my show. This year we are celebrating the young and the wise, and we are both together for 42 interactive days. And I would like to just say hi to all of you, and I also would like to say hi to Shawati. Hi Shawati, how are you?
Hi, Andrea. It's so good to be here on this platform. I'm not sure if I'm still young, but I guess I'm wise.
Of course. We are forever young, I believe.
Forever young. We just refuse to grow old, right? So I'm forever young. My heart is young, so that's the most important thing.
That's true. So we are here to empower and encourage everyone through this for 6 weeks, actually, when we are empowering young people and wise people together. And here we are at your personal interview, and I'm really excited about this because I know you achieved so much and you are inspiring so many through your workshops, through your work, through your other. Tell me everything, all right? Tell me all the things you do, and then people will see how active people can be.
Well, it's a very fun and interesting journey. What I do. I love my job. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I always get inspired by the people around me. Actually, whenever I train my participants, I always look forward to see who my participants will be. So I also learn from them. So it's like we're learning with each other. We're learning with each other's strengths and also weaknesses. We get that from them, and also we get inspired by some of the things that they say. And I was always looking forward to see my participants because they give me the energy in the room. Yeah.
That's amazing.
They give me energy as well, because I think every day you go through your life, you learn new things. And when you meet new people, you learn also from the new people that you meet. So it's always interesting that way, because I'm always interested in people to see who they are and how they behave, and their behavioral patterns. So you learn about their characteristics, and this is very important, because when you're in sales or you're in business, you know how to study their characters and behavior, so you know what they want.
And this is where we can tell to the audience actually so many things that you do. Adamaya, you do personal development, you have a show, you are in TV, and you were just too humble to say. I wanted to tell everything about you at the beginning. Tell us about, if you can drive us through your journey and all the things that you did in your life a little bit quickly, that would be great.
Well, I must say that I started with a hair salon. Okay, let's get back to how I started before my hair salon. I was in the airlines for 7 years, and after my school, my high learning institution, education, I joined the airlines because I didn't want to study. I didn't want to pursue my study at that time, because I was interested in studying, and also because that time, I had to be the breadwinner of the family. So I joined the airlines and I got the job, even though my parents didn't want me to join the airlines. I joined the airlines anyway, and they were happy because they could pay only 25% of the, the tickets, and they were always traveling. So I joined the airlines. When I joined the airlines, I'm always looking into something else that I want to do. So while I was joining the airline, I learned about people, and I learned a lot about safety procedures and all that. And I've always wanted to do something in beauty. So when I was in the airline, I met people in beauty, and I networked with them, and I made friends with them. I got in touch with them, and that's how I became a hairstylist, because I left the airlines, and then I was also reading the news. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to go to bring you to this journey, but I was also reading the news while I was in the airlines. And then I left the airlines and did full-time news reading. So when I was doing the news reading, I was also doing talk shows, live talk shows. And that's where I meet all these interesting people. They brought me into beauty line, and I diversify my talents into beauty. And then at the same time, I opened a salon, and I also learned about how to do the hair and makeup. And I got a diploma to do hair. And then I opened a salon, and the list goes on. So I
And go
realized
on and on and on. I want you to go closer to the personal development.
Yeah. So I became a trainer when I realized that a lot of people, some of my friends, was asking me, Shawati, if I go to this function, what do I use? What kind of clothes do I wear? And I said, why are you asking me? I'm not even an image consultant, but I see the way you dress. I like the way you dress, and you always look put together. And I said, really? Oh, okay. So what do you have in your wardrobe? Okay. And then she will tell me what she has in her wardrobe. And I was doing my imagination, thinking, okay, this goes with that and all that. Okay, show me. Take a picture and show me. And then I realized that, why don't I start charging? I always give free consultations. Why don't I start charging? And I realized that could be my attributes. So I went for certification, and I went for this image consultant certification in London as well as Singapore. So I got certified as an image consultant, and then I started doing trainings for people and for the government ministries and corporate organizations, and it went on, and I add values into my contents, added values into my ways of teaching and approach. And I always believe in value adding myself to other things. And I went to do the certification on NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and neurosemantics, where you learn how to, about persuasion skills, about dealing with people, and hypnotism, which I would love to do, but I never get to do hypnotism nowadays, because there are no need to do this hypnotism. And then, of course, hypnotism, you have to ask permission for you to do. And I save that for, deeper reasons. Say if someone is having a mental problem or things like that, having anxiety, so I could actually do that for them. Yeah. So so that's my training. And then I do consultancy works on public speaking and how to present yourself when you become a public speaker, your body language, communication skills and all those things, and your gestures, your face expressions. So that's what I do. And now I'm a media advisor to one of the companies in India, and also a few companies, beauty companies and so forth. So that's what I do now. That's quite a long list.
That's an amazing career, Rawat. So I'm like amazed by the lot of things that you did and how you how you actually fine-tuned yourself on a way towards your future self. It's really, really amazing to see when people are getting the experience, they learning something from it, and they are putting it into their tool sets, and then they create something totally new. It's
all
good
about
to see.
creation, and I love creating, and I'm such a big dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I love to dream. When people say, "Oh, you're always dreaming," I say, "Yeah." Whenever like you're in the car and then you're stuck in a jam, so I don't use that time to to complain about the jam. It's so tiring. So I dream. What am I going to do after this, and what will be my diversification after this? So there's always something that you can diversify in, especially when you're in beauty. What can you diversify in beauty? So training is one thing, and then you produce your products is another thing, and then you come up with perfumes or things like that, and then you come up with clothes. So there's so many things. So I do this mind map even when I'm driving. That's kind of dangerous, right? So you concentrate on the road, but I always do that. I don't care. Sometimes I sing in the car because just to release my stress. Just do whatever that makes you happy, whenever you feel like it. So it's a free country. You can do whatever and dream whatever, but make sure that you're dreaming awake, because you dream and then you have the determination to actualize the dream. And
That's actually something that I believe we could tell a little bit to people, like how can you actualize this? I talk to a lot of people today, and especially because of the situation all over the world, everyone is starting to be feeling stuck, feeling bored, doing the same thing, not finding new routines, getting very frustrated, depressive. So how you can what are the tips that you can give to people to become active again, to do this kind of dreamy lining and to go for their dreams?
Mm-hmm. So it comes from the dream, definitely. And ask yourself, you know yourself, what is it that you like doing? And whether you have done it or you have not done it, say if you have done it, you have come so far. And I think it's such a waste to turn back and not do anything or stop doing it, because that was your dream. So continue your dream. What is your dream actually? So as for example, for my dream is, and I've always wanted to do something in beauty and helping other people and making people feel good, because I believe that if I make people feel good, I feel good myself. And that's where I got my energy from, especially when I'm on stage. I get this really, a splash of, I don't know where this energy comes from. I just do it, and I can't stop. And my PA will be, in front of me and say, stop. And I said, and I keep going and going. But the thing is, so think of your dreams. What is your dream? Go back to where your dream was and ask yourself, have I achieved this dream? And okay, maybe I've achieved it, but I stopped halfway. Why? So reignite that dream again. So maybe if you don't like that dream anymore, dream another dream. It's never too late to dream another dream and start something new. Because, time change, and during this pandemic, you're not able to do the things that you have done before. Try something else that maybe you find it gives you another energy that you never knew. So upskill yourself with new skills. Like what I did was I really hate doing online training. I mean, hate is a very powerful word, but face-to-face training, because I want to feel you, I want to go to you, I want to, interact with my participants, but I'm not able to do that online because of these restrictions. But then I tell myself, do I want to do it or not? If I don't do this, what am I going to do? And if I don't do anything, how do I feel about it? I feel even worse. So I have to do something. So like it or not, you have to adapt. So adaptation isn't one thing. You have to keep adapting yourself to change. Because if you want change, you've got to do something. You've got to do something different, If you're going to do the same thing, then you will never see the change. So the change comes from you. So the change in my position was, I have to move and do some change in my thinking, in my habits, in my routine. So what I do is, right, okay, so I'll learn how to do this online thingy, and I called a friend and I made him spend one whole day with me to teach me everything. And it took me a while. It's not easy. It's not easy, Andrea. You know that. I'm still struggling with these technicalities, but one step a day at a time. You can't do everything at once. You got to give yourself some time. You got to give yourself chance to prove to yourself that you can do it. And of course you can, because if you say you can, then you can. And if you already say to yourself that you can't, then you're never gonna ever do it. And I thank the pandemic, really. I always see opportunities in adversities. During this pandemic, people say that, oh, I got nothing to do. No such thing. There must be something that you can do. And I've always procrastinated to further my studies, to further my doctorate. And I'm doing it right now because of the pandemic, because I couldn't go anywhere. I was working from home and I'm still working from home. I can't go anywhere, stuck in the house. And what am I going to do now? And I cannot stop thinking, You cannot let your muscles relax too long because your brain have to work. Got to keep thinking, got to exercise your brain. You got to exercise your muscles in your brain. So I told myself, okay, since I procrastinated long time to do my doctorate, why don't I start my doctorate now? And I started it. Andrea, the pandemic, I started my doctorate and I'm doing it right now. And next year, God willing, I'm going to complete the whole thing. And that will be my personal achievement. So everybody has a sense of fulfillment to themselves in some ways or rather. They want to give to themselves. So find that. What are you going to give to yourself? What makes you happy? What makes you fulfilled? To me, knowledge makes me fulfilled because knowledge is everything. It gives me power. It gives me energy. It gives me the sense of aura of confidence. So I love what I'm doing, and I don't think I can ever tell myself there's nothing to do. There's always something to do. Always. Only if you put your mind to it of what you really want and what gives you that energy. So just do it. Don't think about any other people. Just do it. Don't care about what other people are going to say to you, or you're too old to learn, or no, you're never too old to learn, So that's my take on it. And I forgot your question, I kept talking and I forgot the question.
No, it was perfect. It was perfect. So you gave a lot of tips, actually, how people can activate themselves. It starts all with the mind and with the decision of the change and how they can go through it. I believe the biggest problem is that the first step is the hardest step. So the first push, when you have to jump or when you have to change, what was helping you in your life, in your experience, when you had difficult situation and you were afraid? What was the thing that helped you to do the first little step?
The fear. Yeah, everybody has a fear. And of course, I have my own fears when I first started. But when I was in school, I was feeling, I had this low self-esteem in school because I couldn't speak English. And I felt the stress every time I go to school. And one day, I see everyone talking to each other, but they're not talking to me because I couldn't speak in English. And I go back home, I read the newspaper, I read out loud the newspaper. And even though my grandma was wrong, I just did it anyway. And people laughed at me. I didn't care. I just spoke in English anyway. And it became a habit. And languages, when you want to learn, right, you have to speak it. So I was in a convent school. So I was speaking in English, and they spoke back to me, and they laughed at me. But eventually, I became good at it, and that's how I drove myself, because I didn't want to be in that zone. I didn't want to be in that comfort zone where I was in, where everybody were talking to each other, but I was alone. I was isolated. I didn't want to be that. I want to be better than that. So I kept striving to be better than what I was, because it's important for me. Because to me, I want to be there. I want to be where they are. I want to be at that place where everyone is there, being accepted. So I worked for it. I was reading out loud at home. And there you go. I was in the Interact Club, I took part in public speaking in my school, and I took part in singing English songs. And then I was imagining, okay, this is another thing. I always do this, the law of attraction. Back then, I didn't know anything about the law of attraction. But, I'm a dreamer. I dream. So I dream and dream. I say, oh, how is it if I become a public speaker? How much do they earn? Can I be rich becoming a public speaker? And I saw the news, and I saw people reading the news. And I'm thinking, one day I think maybe I want to be a newsreader. But I never planned this, I just wanted to be somewhere there. But somewhere along the line, when I joined the airlines, there was this advertisement that they were looking for newsreaders. And I didn't have any, experience reading on the screen or anything like that. I was just, reading out loud to myself. And then there you go. I tried the interview. I went for the interview and I got the job. I didn't know how I got the job. And 2 months after that, I was reading the primetime news. So you see, it's the law of attraction. If you really want something, your journey will actually drive you towards what you want to be. But whether you become exactly what you were dreaming for, it does not matter, but it will be somewhat the same, similar of what you want to be. So I realized that the thing that I was thinking back then is becoming real at that time. So, don't ever underestimate your dream. You can dream about anything, yeah, but it won't happen overnight. It won't. It will take time because you have to manifest that every day. Every day. Either you write it down or you keep dreaming every time or talk about it every time. So the universe will manifest it for you. It's the law of attraction. And I said, I want to do something in beauty. And along the line, I did. But it did not happen, at the same time. The processes of going there takes a lot of challenges, takes a lot of sacrifices of your time and energy, a lot of hurdles, but eventually you get there. Just like when you're driving your car, right? You're going to a destination. You bump into something. You went into a bump. Or you went into puddles. That kind of thing. But eventually you get there. But it's the process. You have to be committed to the process. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the process, because all these processes, all these hurdles, all these challenges will teach you something. And then that makes you a person who is resilient. You have that sense of perseverance when things happen, and you're able to be emotionally equipped when the same thing happened after that. So failures is important. Failures are important because it teaches you something that no one else have gone through that. It's only you. So your journey is very valuable. So make a lot of failures, make a lot of mistakes, because these mistakes are very, very valuable for you to keep, so that you can teach others about it. Yeah.
I love all the advice. That's why I just let you speak, because it's so inspiring, and I love these thoughts. I believe the audience will learn a lot about you, about life, about a lot of things, how they can go on with their lives. Yeah. And I believe this is something that is super important today, especially in this situation, because of all the issues and all the loneliness and depression and anxiety. So I'm really happy to share this moment with you and to inspire other people to get out of their cocoon and to do something different, right?
True, because now I feel them. I feel them because of this mental state that everyone is going through, and I bet that each and every one of us are actually experiencing this at different levels.
Mhm.
But we don't know this, we don't know this, but we do experience this at times. And we don't even know that it's anxiety or depression, but at some point we are having this. So I'm actually involved in this NGO campaign that, helps women to curb their mental state, not to be in a state of victim, but to fight for your rights. And these women are also being abused by their spouses, so we help them to fight for their rights, and we actually offer services from the marriage counselors as well as the lawyers, Sharia lawyers, for them to fight their rights when they are being abused in court. When they are being abused, so that they can fight it in court. So these are the campaign that we are doing right now under Club Wanita Icon. So I'm happy to be able to be part of this campaign because it's very close to my heart. Because I see some of my friends are having also, depression and anxiety, and I feel them. I feel them. Let alone what we read in the papers or things like that. But the people who are close to us, they are not even telling us. But I read behavior patterns. I was trained to read the characteristics and behavioral patterns. I know so the signs and symptoms, even though they're not telling you. So it's very important for us to support them, give them the support in a sense that be with them and listen to them. Sometimes when they want to talk, you don't have to give them advice. You just be a good listener. That's the only thing they want. They just want you to listen. Sometimes we women, we know what we're supposed to do. We just want people to listen. Right? Yeah.
This is also a very hard part, I believe. A lot of people are struggling with this, to listen, to let the people in front of you to take over and just carefully listen to what is really behind the words, and look at the body posture, look at the different eye movements, or these kind of little mimics, and that can give you so much information about the person in front of you.
True. Yeah, and self-love is very, very important. Some people don't even know what's the meaning of self-love. It really means loving yourself and being kind to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Just like you're being kind to others, you have to be kinder to yourself at this point. And how do you be kind to yourself? Is that by taking care of yourself. You've been abandoning yourself by sleeping until late, and you look unkempt and you don't eat well. So why are you torturing yourself this way? You should be eating right. You should be going for exercises, because it gives you energy and the aura and the glow, right? So concentrate on yourself. My kids tell me this, Mom, I think you're so full of yourself. And I said, why can't I be full of myself? If I'm not full of myself, and what should I be full of? You should be full of yourself because you love yourself. And it's okay. It's okay to be full of yourself because that is what you're supposed to be doing, concentrating on yourself. If not, then who are you going to be concentrating on for, with, Yeah, of course, your family and all that. But once you know that you are important, that you matter, that you are actually a gift in this life, you must tell yourself that I am here for a purpose. I am here for a purpose, and I exist because of a purpose. And life is beautiful for you to explore, and for you to be, doing things that you love and giving yourself the happiness that you deserve. So concentrate on yourself.
I believe you summarized it really well, this part of the conversation. It's all about self-love, so it starts right there. and then after, how you deal with it, what you do after that, whether you do the first step, how you look at failures, how you come out of it, whether you take it as a challenge and you go and you solve the situation, or you are dwelling on it, or you are reaching out, or you are all alone. So I believe that's something that is your message for everyone. Also with your show, right? You have the Love Matters show.
Yes,
And
love is everything. Love is everything. Love is the fundamental, the basic fundamental of well-being. Without love, I think that's why we go haywire and we think about negative things, because we're not able to love ourselves, and we're not able to give love, and we are not able to receive love. So love is everything. And you have to also learn the art of forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself for whatever things that's holding you back, whatever past that you've gone through before, whatever pain, acknowledge them and just give yourself permission to forgive yourself. I forgive myself. You look into the mirror and say, I forgive you. And now there is another journey ahead of me that I'm going to go and go through this journey with much of anticipation and much love. It does not matter if you're not receiving any love, but you give love and you will receive love. Just like when you give someone on the street, one ringgit. Okay, you give 1 ringgit. How do you feel about it? I feel good, even though I gave 1 ringgit. But I feel bad because I couldn't give more, So the next time I see him, I give him more. So you just tell yourself this, like, today I'm going to do something good to make me feel good. And that is by helping others. So helping others, it does not mean that you give money. Giving advice is also helping them. Giving them encouragement is also helping them. And in a way, you are also helping yourself. Sometimes when I train, right, I do things because I want myself to be energized again. So I organize the training and I do webinars, because in order for me to keep abreast of my own energy and my own aura and my own happiness. So it makes me happy if I can connect with people, because I want to help them. So when I help them, I feel good about myself. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah, and with giving, you actually get back so much, right?
Yeah. So Love Matters is a program, a talk show that I started, but it's supposed to be like every alternate Friday. But again, I have to be honest here. I have to get StreamYard like you do, because the line keeps being truncated. So I have to learn more about this StreamYard thingy. So Love Matters is all about love. It teaches you, or it gives you some kind of insight through the guest that is with me every week to talk about love in every aspect of it, like love for the family, love for your career, love for yourself. Everything derives from love. And we had one story before this. But we were doing this on Instagram Live. She was telling me about she couldn't find love when she was in Malaysia, but she found love when she's in Denmark. So sometimes you have to move out in order for you to experience something new. And I believe so, because sometimes when you're too long at a place, you need to get out sometime to create another energy somewhere and come back with another energy. Yes, I believe so. So she went to Denmark and she found her love. She got married and she's still there. She's stuck there. So sometimes you don't tell yourself, there's no one for me or this kind of thing, because what you say is what's going to happen. If you tell yourself, okay, I cannot get a good partner because it's not the right time yet. I will find this right person at the right place and at the right time. I will. And you will. And you will.
This brings us closer to my next question. I would like to ask you about your kind of understanding of love or definition of love during your how you grew up. So from your childhood towards your adulthood, how was it changing? Did it change? Is it the same? Because we are just talking to different generations here, to young people and to wiser people, and I would like to give everyone kind of like a perspective about this. So how do you see how do you saw love during your life until today?
I've been very lucky in my life. My upbringing was great, but I do actually witness a lot of things from my parents. Um, they actually gave me the freedom to choose whatever I want to do. So when I was small, when I was a young girl, my dad never imposed anything on me, but he always gave me the best of everything. But my mom is quite strict with me. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. But in a way, yeah, I find that it's different. The love before and the love now in this generation, because when I was young, I value the love that my parents gave me. I'm not saying that the generations now don't value the love, but to me, they tend to forget, and they tend to take things for granted sometimes because of the luxury that they are getting in this time. They feel entitled. But when I was young, I took whatever my parents gave me. You know, when they say no, okay, fine, it's a no. When they say yes, okay, fine, it's a yes. But still, I take it as it's an act of love, you know. But I don't know about now, the generation now. I grew up in a very, peaceful environment, but yet a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges.
Were your parents very strict, or were they very nice and they let you do whatever they wanted to do?
My late dad was a very cool dude. But I think I got this sense of style from him, because I never see him sloppy or shabbily dressed. He's always well dressed. Even now in my dreams, he comes to me very, very well dressed, immaculately dressed all the time, and with the style and everything. So I learned a lot from him, but I learned a lot of sense of discipline from my mom. A lot, yeah. So she disciplined me a lot when I wanted to learn how to drive, and she was teaching me how to drive. But at that time it was so funny. She didn't have the patience. She scolded me and all that. She tell me, okay, you can't drive, you how could you be like this? I taught you so many times, but you still cannot drive. And then I was telling myself, no, I can drive. I can drive. And then finally I managed to drive, and I said, there you go, you can drive. So her strictness made me want to do things to prove to her that I can do it. I was not the one to succumb for limited beliefs. I didn't believe her when she said that I couldn't drive, and I was too slow to pick up. I didn't pick up that limited belief. Some people maybe pick it up, and it goes on until their adult life thinking that it's true. I guess right from childhood, I was very stubborn. If I think that that's not true, and I don't believe it. I tell myself, nope, this is not it. I can do this. I can do this. If she can, I can. So I guess that's why it brought me to this situation right now, where I never say no to myself. Never say no to yourself. Even others say no to you, but you never say no to yourself. But what she did was an act of love. To me, I received it as an act of love, because from who I was before and who I am now, that brought me to where I am now, believing in love, believing of her love towards me. I think a mother's love is the most valuable love that you can receive from.
What
Yeah.
would you say? What would you say as a mom? This is kind of an interesting, like, as a mom, what would be your message to the young generation?
Respect. And I think courtesy goes a long way. You know, you have to know the value of love. The value is priceless. It's priceless. Um, I don't know how to say this, but you know, sometimes things are just not what it is. You have to learn how to read in between the lines. You have to learn how to read deeper from what is on the surface, you know, for you to be able to understand. Understanding is very important. You know, if my kids ask me, okay, mom, I'm getting married, and I'm going to ask her, why are you getting married? And then she said, because I love him. No, don't get married because you love him, but because you understand each other. That's the most important thing, because love does not stay, and it's just temporary thing, and it goes up and down. But you have to understand the person. Understanding is the most important element in love. So, yeah. But and you can't live with love and sun. You have to have some kind of intelligence.
Some inspiration, right? Someone to look up to.
Yes.
That's really important in a relationship, because otherwise there is no more curiosity about each other.
Of course, and you have to understand each other, care for each other, you know, and you have to give and take. You have to adapt, and you have to, you know, you have to accept. Sometimes you have so much of an expectation to your spouse or your partner. You expect him or her to be what you want him or her to be. That's wrong, because you have to accept who she is and who he is, and you cannot change a person because you want them to, you know, you can't. So just accept it. But unless it's giving you a lot of problem, a lot of you know, problems that like abuse or things like that, then you have to do something about it. You have to get out of it. Yeah.
We had a beautiful session with you. I am really thankful for this conversation. And last and at the and very end of this conversation, I just would like to ask you to send out a general message to everyone who feel low, who are feeling depressed, who are really feeling that they need some support. First, what is your message, and where can they reach you if they need help?
Yeah. Follow my Instagram and you see all the campaigns that I'm doing, and also my Facebook. And I'm also in this Wanita Icon Club. So in Malay, it's Club Wanita Icon. So translate to English is Wanita Icon Club, Women Icon Club, I think. You can find us in Facebook. And to those of you out there, I mean, all the women out there, you know, my species, you know, you're not alone. Please don't ever think that you are alone. Even though literally you feel alone, but you are not alone. You don't have to be alone. But if, you know, being alone makes you feel more comfortable, then be it. But do something very beneficial to yourself. Upgrade yourself, upgrade your standards, you know, raise your standards of what you want to be. Just remember, what is it that you strive to be, what is it that you wanted to be, what is it that you are hoping to be. So be that, and work towards that. It does not matter, but keep your friends in the loop, your close friends in the loop, and talk to them and network with the right people who will give you encouragement and to lift you up to and to bring you to where you want to go, to the journey that you've been wanting to go. And if you only circle yourself with your own peers, you will not get anywhere. You know, learn from the people who have been there and done that. And sometimes it takes a lot of courage and guts. But what's the worst that could happen to you? What's the worst that could happen if you do that? You know, the only thing you need to do is to step out and push yourself and overcome that fear. Because what's the worst that could happen? Just ask yourself this. But never ever self-destruct yourself. That is not even an option. Love yourself, take care of yourself, and make yourself happy. That's it.
Thank you very much, and it was an amazing conversation, and I hope the audience enjoyed it as much as I did. Please, this will be a recorded session, so you will see the session later, but Shawati will be there to answer all your questions. So I hope you enjoyed, and all the questions that I put on the screen, feel free to answer in the comments, and we will get back to you. And if you are already registered for the summit, enjoy the 42 days. Check the health and wellness session. We will have mental health sessions. We will have workshops and interviews and panel discussions. And I just can't say all of it. It's more than 400 hours of value that we prepared with the 200 experts that are volunteering for empowering you. So thank you very much for watching us, and thank you, Shawati, for being here. Thank you for accepting. I know you were so busy, and I'm so thankful that you could make this interview.
Thank you, Andra. Thank you. You're lovely. You're awesome, and I salute you for this. And keep doing this. Keep doing the great things that you're doing right now. So congratulations again, and Global Empowerment Summit 2021. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much for being with us, Shari. Bye bye.